Hey guys, Richard Blaine here. Thanks for stopping by Easy Cooking tonight. Tonight I'm back to making some Italian food. I've been making a lot of Asian food lately by request, and it seems that I got a request for some Italian food from England in the UK. It seems I'm quite popular in England. A lot of people like me in England. I get a lot of requests from England. It's like I'm Bill Haley or something. Bill Haley. Bill Haley. Bill Haley in the comments. You know, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. Yeah, that Bill Haley. I guess he was more popular than Elvis in the UK and in Europe, man. And it seems I have so many fans from England, it's just rocking my mind. So last week, I got a request to do some Italian food from a lovely lady in England named Marella Blaze. She's become like my #1 fan. I've never even had a #1 fan before. So I told her, all right, let me think of something for you. And I came up with my smashing linguine with clams. And I said, how would you like this? And she said, great, we love the same foods, Richard, I want to marry you. And I was like, I'm seriously thinking on taking her up on it. So tonight I'm going to be making my smashing linguine with clams with many layers of flavor, not just the linguine clams in cream or red. It's going to have many layers of flavors there, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it, and I hope Marella enjoys it. In fact, I know she will. I know I will, because it's going to be my dinner. So as usual with YouTube, 15 minutes. Let's get going, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay guys, the first order of business. 8 quarts of water, 2 tablespoons of salt, and in goes the linguine. Okay, I wanted to use bucatini, but I couldn't find any, so I'm just going to stick with the linguine. And I'll push this down into the water, and we're going to cook this linguine about 1 minute shy of al dente. We'll make it al dente, because there's a couple of different ways of serving this dish, and I'll tell you what they are later. So I'm going to make this linguine al dente about 8 to 12 minutes, depending on the brand of pasta. Just follow the directions and figure out what it'll take to make it al dente. And while this is cooking, we'll move on to making the sauce, because that's going to be real easy and real delicious. Okay, next order of business. Extra virgin olive oil. About 2 or 3 tablespoons of shimmer. And to that, I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to melt this butter down. Butter for flavor, olive oil for smoke point. I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit to keep it from spattering. I'm going to stir my linguine. Another couple of minutes for that. Okay. Get that butter melted down into the oil. And we'll move on to the next step. Okay, the butter's melted, and in goes the first thing. About 6 to 8 flat anchovy fillets. I know. And what we want to do with the fillets is we want to mash them into the oil and into the butter. There we go. Those cold fillets are causing everything to pop. This is just the first layer of the seafood flavor of this linguine and clams. I'm going to add garlic and shallots. Okay. If you don't have shallots, you could use onion, any kind of onion, red, white, brown, Vidalia, doesn't matter. Onion. You want to saute this for about a minute in the butter, oil, and anchovy mixture. Get everything nice and golden. Okay, so the onions and the garlic have browned, and I'm turning it down to a simmer. Okay, and I'm going to add 1 can of plum tomatoes, 14.5 ounces, that I've crushed by hand. And I'm going to mix those in to bring the temperature down slowly, because I don't want anything popping again. And to that, some fire roasted red bell pepper. I did these myself, but you can buy them in the jar. Doesn't matter. I did these myself this morning. I'm going to stir those in there. And to that, I'm going to add some basil. Okay. And I'll get that to wilt. That's fresh basil. The basil is wilted, and in goes the next ingredient. Some freshly ground oregano. Oregano is nothing but flavor. 1 or 2 teaspoons. Brings out the flavor and everything. Look at the contrast in colors, red and green. The odor of the garlic, the odor of the shallots, just beautiful. And to that, I'm going to add 1 cup of white wine. I like to use Pinot Grigio. Okay? Here we go. And I'm going to simmer this for a few minutes and reduce it, cook the alcohol out of it. Okay, while we're waiting for the sauce to reduce, I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper. Not too much, but I certainly do love black pepper. There you go. Now, you'll notice I haven't added any salt. Now, there was salt in the water when I cooked the pasta, and there's salt in the anchovies. Now, if you do a quick taste, still don't need any salt. There was enough in the anchovies, and there was enough in the pasta water, and I'm going to continue reducing this down. If you like some heat the way I do, some peperoncino, crushed red pepper flake. Okay, not too much, not so much for the heat. We want the flavor of it. So I'm just going to add a little now, maybe a little more later if necessary. Okay, get that in there. I have a feeling my fan Morella likes spicy, so I put just a little extra pinch of the peperoncino into the sauce, and I'll probably put some on there after I plate up. And I'm going to continue to let this sauce reduce, and we'll be back. Okay guys, the sauce is reduced to a satisfactory level, and I'm going to add 1 more ingredient to give it that seafood clam flavor, and that is some clam juice. About 4 ounces of clam juice. Okay. We want the smell and the flavor of the ocean. Okay, and I'm going to stir this in. You could add a little more, but between the anchovies and the clam juice, yeah. So we take a taste. Oh yeah, wonderful, wonderful. All right. So I'm going to bring this back up to a boil, a light boil, right there, see, right around the edges, light boil, and then to a medium simmer, 2 minutes, and then it's time to plate. I do want to say one thing, there are a couple of ways of serving this dish. If your saute pan is big enough, and this one's a 12, okay, if your saute pan is big enough, you could dump your spaghetti, a whole pound of cooked spaghetti or linguine or bucatini. Whatever you have, you could dump in here, mix it up, and then pour onto a charger or a serving platter and serve it up family style. Personally, I don't have a charger and I don't have a serving tray big enough to serve this dish family style. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put linguine on a plate and then spoon the sauce over the linguine. But you can do it either way, family style or prepare each plate separately. I'm going to prepare my plate separately from this. I'm going to let this simmer for 2 minutes and then I'm going to plate up. Okay guys, last ingredient, I bet you've been wondering. The clams. These are wild caught clams. I got them in the Asian market. You could use clams in the shell if you can get it. I'm putting them in about 1 to 2 minutes before I plate up. They've already been boiled. They're soft, okay? And I want to make sure they stay soft, so I'm only going to simmer them in this sauce for about 2 minutes to get them completely cooked, and then I'm going to plate. Okay guys, there it is. Linguine with clams, my way. Smashing linguine with clams, okay? Lovely sauce. Tomato, roasted pepper, fresh basil, garlic, oregano, okay? Clams, clam juice. Some lemon on each side in case you want to spray a little lemon on there. Makes this dish a little more Sardinian, Sicilian, and just a light dusting of Gorgonzola cheese. You could use any kind of cheese you like, but I happen to like Gorgonzola. There it is. Mirella, I hope you're watching. This is a lovely plate of pasta. I know you'll enjoy it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. So there you have it, guys. Richard Blaine's Smashing Linguine with Clams from my #1 fan, Mirella Blaze. Mirella, I hope you're watching. I hope you enjoy this recipe. I hope all of my viewers and subbers are watching and enjoy this recipe. Make it at home. Make it your own. I promise you'll enjoy this. I want to thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.